Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're looking to dive deeper into gear talk, tone shaping, and everything music related, and if you'd like to get your own personal gear and music questions answered, make sure you check out my Patreon page. Or, if you want something even more hands-on and personal, consider joining my private coaching community. Links are in the description below. Today, we're diving into a great question submitted by one of my amazing patrons who shall remain unnamed. He asks, "Sir, for my bass guitar, I use a Boss GEB-7 Equalizer pedal. I wanted to know, what else could I use to get a better tone?" Well, first of all, that's a good pedal choice. You can never go wrong with a Boss pedal. This is a fantastic question, and it's one that opens up a lot of doors when it comes to getting that polished, pro-level bass tone. Now, my short answer to this would be, you can add a compressor limiter pedal to your chain, and a great, tried and true option is the Boss LMB3 bass limiter enhancer. It's super versatile, durable, and it really helps in tightening up your sound, giving you a consistent output without squashing all the life out of your playing. Though sometimes you do need a noise suppressor, but if you want to go even deeper, let me walk you through my personal bass guitar recording chain. This is what I use when I'm recording bass tracks that I know need to sound clean, full, and ready for final mixes. So, here's how my setup typically looks. First off, I start with a jazz bass, a classic for good reason. It's plugged straight into the first channel of my Behringer compressor limiter rack unit. Now, I don't go crazy with the compression here. I dial in just a smidgen of compression and a touch of gating. The idea is not to choke the life out of the bass, but to gently control the dynamics, making sure that none of the loudest or quietest notes jump out in a jarring way. Compression is a whole thing that deserves a video to itself. I will save that for another day. From there, the signal flows into one of my favorite pieces of gear, a Chandler tube preamp. This is where the real magic happens. The Chandler adds that beautiful, warm, analog tone that you can really feel. Plus, I like to dial in just a hint, just a subtle amount, of tube overdrive. It's not a heavy distortion or anything like that, it's just enough grit to give the bass a little character and attitude. It really helps the bass sit in a mix without getting lost. After that, the signal travels over to my trusty Soundcraft SX mixer. Here's where I do some more surgical tone shaping, using the parametric EQ on the channel strip. I might notch out a few frequencies that are muddying up the low end, or maybe boost a touch of mid-range to help the bass pop through the mix. It's subtle, but this stage really refines the overall sound and gets it closer to a record-ready tone. Finally, the polished signal hits my Tascam audio interface, where it's captured, sounding clean, balanced, and ready to be dropped straight into a final mix. Mixing again is another whole story which we will not go into here now. I know that sounds like a lot, and honestly, it kind of is. But keep in mind, you don't have to start with a full rack of gear. Even just adding a simple compressor pedal like the Boss LMB3 to your existing setup can dramatically improve your bass tone. It'll help tighten up your sound, give you more control over your dynamics, and make your playing sound more polished overall. If you want to go further, you can explore other tools like tube preamps, more advanced EQ options, or even different types of compressors. But at the end of the day, it's about building your signal chain one piece at a time and really learning what each piece adds to your sound. Signal chain is critical to the end result. Once again, if you'd like to get your own personal gear and music questions answered, or if you're interested in exclusive lessons, demos, and behind-the-scenes content, head over to my Patreon page. And if you're ready to dive even deeper, reach out to me about joining my private coaching community. I'd love to work with you one-on-one. Thanks again to my patron on Patreon for the great question, and thank you all for watching. Until next time, keep playing, keep experimenting, and keep chasing your sound.